welcome to a kind of odd luxuries updated. First of all, before I do anything else, big thanks to Steve Benway who gave me a mention on his site and managed to double my subscriber list in about 6 hours, so much appreciated. By the way, for those that have come late to the game, my name's Bob. The channel, or the username, by the way, is Lewis Dublin, like Lewis's. It's an Irish thing. LUAS Dublin, Lewis Dublin. But yeah, anyway, the reason I am making you look at a rather unusual Master Chief helmet is that today I'm going to pan down the second and show you what we're going to be looking at. No, not the links, not these guys, not them, but yes, the Tomytronic 3D. I just thought I'd do something a bit different and probably scare off any new viewers that have picked up in the last week. But yeah, rather than look at regular kind of games, we're going to look at these handhelds because they're really, really cool. And they're also, trying to do the 3D effect on YouTube is going to be, you're going to have to just kind of bear with me on it, because obviously I'm not going to be able to show you what it look like in 3D, but I'll at least give you an idea of the gameplay. But basically these guys were made by Tommy, hence the name. In fact, they kind of cash in on the whole Tron thing, because they're from around about that era. I think it was 83, 84 kind of thing. And they're stereoscopic. Basically, you've got two little pictures. Basically, there's two pictures there being fed to each of your eyes. I must pop one apart and show you, but there's a couple of mirrors and gubbins, and it's all really cool looking. But basically, the gist of it is you get this really, really, really cool 3D effect. Now, this came out before the likes of the Virtual Boy, and obviously long, long, long before the likes of the 3DS or whatever. But they're full color. And like I said, you're not going to get you're not going to get the full effect of this on YouTube, unfortunately. But when you look through these, if you ever get your hands on one, you get this really, really fantastic 3D effect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop open, just run you through them really quickly, and then we'll go and have a look at them actually playing. Right, I wish I'd put notes up before I looked at this. Right, this one is Shark Attack. It was released in Japan as Jaws, to tie in with Jaws, obviously. So we're going to be having a look at the shark game. I think that was Planet Zeon. Jungle Fighter. This is like the only rare thing I owned. Please don't burgle me. This one was only ever released in Japan, and it's kind of hen's teeth. Like, I've seen it go for 150, 200 sterling on eBay. Okay, admittedly the 200 was for a boxed one, but I got it for a $5 at a memorabilia thing in Birmingham. And it's like, I literally managed, when I asked him how much it was, trying to look all nonchalant, and the guy went, oh, $5. I managed my best poker face and went, oh, yeah, I suppose I'll go for that. I literally ran out of the place with it. The game itself is actually ironically rubbish. It's the worst of all of them. But we'll have a look at it anyway and see. I've forgotten the names of these. I'll pop them over to my desk, and we'll do this in a second when we're showing you the games. But basically this one here is, oh god, it's basically the tank one. It's very similar to the tanks in Tron. And the last one there is... no, that's my GameCube collection. That one there is Thundering Turbos, which is basically a racing game. And you can see the box for it there. This is it's the box of it. Oh, the dust. I really should clean this place more often. Yep. Oh, there's a happy 80s child, and he's playing it as a... Oh, there we go. Planet Zeon is the blue one. Sky Attack is the red one. Thundering Turbos is the white one. And then the two that are missing there are Shark Attack 3D and, of course, Jungle Fighter. There was, by the way, just to show you, I mightn't pop this one out for this YouTube review, but I might show you next time. Let's scroll up there. Oh, that's a bloody handout. There was two other... These first ones that look like really kind of little spaceships were the first wave. There was a second wave. This one's Skyfighters, and... as you can't really see too well there, it's oh, this is going to be lots of fun with the autofocus in this. But basically, this one was a stereo one. You can see the stereo speakers there. That I really need to clean. And it was this kind of plane-based game. There was one more, and if anyone wants to give me it for Christmas, by all means do. Sherman Attack, which is the same as that one, but it's just literally, instead of flying around in a circuit, you're driving a Sherman tank around in a circuit. It's super, super rare. Again, it was only released in this format, only released in Japan, and I think the guys on handheld.com sorry, Handheld Museum, I think it is .com. Didn't even know it existed for a long time. That's kind of how rare it was. So it's worth checking. But a totally useless fact: if you're ever on Handheld, the website Handheld Museum, and you look up download the instructions for Tomytronic 3D, they're mine. I sent them in. Lovely guy runs the place. He never gave me credit for it though. But if you ever happen to download them from the Handheld Museum site, there's scans of the instructions that I took here from my machine, from my box. So anyway, enough of this. We're going to pop one or two of these out, and not these guys here, and we're going to have a look and see, hopefully, if I can set it up so you can actually see what the gameplay is like, especially on this guy here, because I've never seen it crop up on YouTube. So we'll pop. Again, the game isn't great, but we'll pop it open and see. All right, back in a second. Okay, so we've moved to my incredibly messy desk. Right now, as usual, my usual little warning that gameplay for me is going to be a bit bad. In fact, it's going to be even worse because I'm going to try and play this by putting the Tomytronic 3D up to the camcorder and in turn then trying to play it while squinting at the screen. Okay, that's my excuse. So, anyway, first of all, we're going to look at Thundering Turbos. This is one I really need to clean a bit more. So, if you're interested, and most people wouldn't be, but if you're interested, the way these games work, it's kind of pretty cool. The technology inside them it's actually LCD technology you're going to see in a minute. The same as the old the old Nintendo games and the old Casio ones, and the ones that, like, for years, you know, you're buying these little handheld games where you're, you know, like Juggler, or ones where you're, you know, moving a ball around or whatever. And, you know, the same technology you used to use in watches. It's an LCD display, but what it does is it takes the LCD, inverts it, so you have lots of filled in LCD and some blank bits. The blank bits have kind of are coloured in, and then you're going to see the same. But basically, the gist of it is light comes in through here and provides a backlight, so you can see the coloured in bits, the bits that aren't black. And I know I'm describing this badly, but the bits where the LCD isn't currently black are lit up with a light coming in here. And in turn, then there's a divider, and the actual LCD screen that's inside here is the same picture twice but slightly different. So what it does in the end is gives you a stereoscopic view, which is a 3D view. But again, the technology, it's surprisingly good. It uses 3 controls, usually left, right, and do something. In this case, accelerate. In other games, it's fire. And then you've got the usual sound on and off, and you know, power on and off. So anyway, we're going to try this, and hopefully it doesn't end in disaster. No looking at my reflection there, because I want my internet anonymous. I want to be known on the internet, anonymous. That's the problem with doing this live. You're hearing me really gibbering. I normally cut most of this out. Okay, so let's start this off. This shows I've got 3 lives there. I have no idea what this is going to be like. So there you go. There's a real feeling of speed here. It's basically you drive around a track circuit and dodge the cars. Occasionally they'll come in a block of 3. Oh, again, I can't even see myself there. Right, there you go. Yep. There's a wheel in the face. Sometimes you're kind of blocked in and you have to just slow down. And also you can see my score there. It's pretty cool. It goes down as I'm being overtaken. Oh, bugger. Again, folks, we're not here for the gameplay. Because it is really hard to do this. And keep it kind of... oh, there we go, I'm getting overtaken. Oh. But as you progress, you know, there's different little stages in the race. And I don't know if you can see those little rainbow barriers there. They change. I'm just going to do this again just to give you a better idea. Now, as I said, if you're looking at this, it's completely enclosed when you're playing it. It's in 3D. And the effect is really, really cool. Like I said, this came out in the early 80s. I think it was 82, 83. I had one of these in about 84, 85. Actually, my brother had this one. I hope autofocus. Let's see if I can switch it off. My brother had one of these. I had the Sky Attack one. I think I traded them about 5 years later to a guy for some Middle-earth role-playing books. I know, it was a terrible trade. And of course I did what most of us guys do. Well, I mean, if you're watching this channel, I'm assuming it's the kind of thing you do. I basically went onto eBay years later and bought them. I got this. I was actually I've been really lucky with them. I mean, the most I paid for one was paid a tenner for 2 together, a tenner sterling. And as I mentioned earlier, I kind of got lucky with the Jungle Attack one. I know the most I paid about 10 or 12 quid for the stereo one, the stereo Skyfighters one. But the price of them seems to go up. On eBay now, it's there's one in an open auction for about 3 quid, and the rest are all 30 or 40. It's I don't know, maybe it's the 3DS's, you know, reminded people that 3D was out there previously. I don't know. Anyway, let's have a look at another one. We're going to look at Jungle Fighter, and again, the gameplay in this is rubbish, but it's kind of rare enough, and I think this is an exclusive at the moment for me on eBay. Not on eBay, I've got eBay on the brain. Exclusive on YouTube. In that I don't think it's anywhere. Hang on, folks, I gotta clean that little screen there. Sorry, this is really kind of a live YouTube entry I'm doing today. Normally, like I said, I've between emulators and being able to redo things and retake stuff and that, you know, I'm a bit more together. But there we go. Okay, so there's my 3 little cavemen. I think. Hang on, let's put the sound on. It's basically you have to try and make a couple of leaps there on the with the. Now it's really practically impossible to do this now. You have to time this right. Let's try this again. You know, I don't think I've ever made that leap. Like I said, it's the least fun. It's sorry, just pausing it to see if it looks any better in this one. You have to make it to your girlie over there, and you have to leap across the vines, and as I said, it's yeah, it's as I said, it's rare, but it's not really much fun to play. As I said, it's the timing is really hard on it. I haven't played this in a long time, to be honest. I'm gonna go back and redo this at some point, and if I can get the hang of it, I'll do a quick video again and just say, here's what you actually do. No. I'm going to try one more time, just because it's a super rare game. Oh God, he's just, I'm saying I'm rubbish. Try the other one. Oh, okay. I think you've seen the caveman die enough, folks. Okay. Now, being very professional, I've left you looking at a blank bit of desk there while I go and stick some batteries in. I usually store these with the batteries out. Generally, unless you're playing, if you collect anything like this, and I'll tell you about it in a second, but if you collect any kind of tabletop games or these games, if they're going to be sitting on a shelf for a long time, take the batteries out, because cleaning out battery acid out of something that's leaked is not much fun. Or maybe it is. Maybe that's what you know enjoy doing in your own spare time. I'm not going to judge you. So here's one I haven't prepared earlier. Speaking of collecting these, I went through a period of obviously I collect retro games. I mean, again, you know, if you've seen the site, you'll know that, but or seen the channel. But I went through a period of collecting tabletops, and I stopped more because I've a house and a mortgage and a small child and another one on the way, and it just costs too much. So I basically kind of limit myself to buying the odd retro game now and then. But just collecting tabletops, VFD games, which are the kind of light up ones like Scramble and Astro Wars and that. It's great fun, but it's a black hole. You get sucked into it, and you can't. It's Moorish, like Pringles. Once you get one, you go, yeah, maybe I'll get another one, and then next thing you know, you got all these really really cool looking things, but it just costs too much. And I promise I'm not going to ever moan about this again. But because I live in Ireland, there isn't a massive amount of this kind of stuff floating around. There's only so many collectors in Ireland, retro gaming collectors, and most of us kind of know each other now, or from various forums. But you're buying most of your stuff from the UK. So again, travelling to like the likes of Memorabilia in Birmingham when it's on, or those kind of things, or basically eBaying, or you kind of tend to be your only options a lot of the time. And postage from the UK can be a bit pricey. So again, I'm going to moan over that's my moan, but it's the price I pay for where I live, and I do love living here, and it's great. But just from a retro gaming collection point of view, if you're living in the UK, or even better the States, from a collecting point of view, you don't know how lucky you are, because it's just so easy, by comparison. Anyway, rant over. So yeah, it's great fun collecting these kind of things, but it's just you need to say, I'm only going to collect this, or I'm going to stop, unless you win the lottery, in which case you can go nuts. So yeah, okay, through again, let's just give it a clean. This is what happens when I decide to do spur of the moment, just reviews and look backs, instead of planning them weeks in advance. Okay, now this is my favourite, and hopefully it powers on for me here. Interesting. Considering I work with computers, and electronics most of the time, you think I would have noticed the fact that I put the batteries in the wrong way. Okay, let's see. Oh, no power. Please, talk amongst yourselves. If you're on your own, talk to yourself. I'm just going to change the batteries here, and hopefully this works. There we go. So, this one, as I said, these games are called Tomytronic 3D, and you can really see the Tron influence here. You can also see the dirt. Basically, these bear a striking resemblance to something from Tron, even down to the fact the ships look disturbingly like recognizers. Hang on there. When I heard about the Tron Legacy film a year or so ago, whatever, I was hoping they'd bring out some sort of kids handheld game based like this. They didn't. But yeah, I think that the Tomytronic name is in part based on Tron, because the kind of pseudo wireframe graphics these things use. It's very, and like I said, how they didn't get sued, that is just, they're basically recognised this from Tron. I mean, I'm assuming maybe someone was trying for the licence and they didn't get it, and they just went, it's the 80s, copyright isn't like it's going to be in 20 years time, no one will notice. Again, I don't know if you can see them there, but yeah, sorry, it's zooming in and out. I'm a big fan. There's a guy, Ashens, well worth checking out his stuff. He does, all his reviews are based generally around his sofa with a camcorder, and I've always seen him, having to say, autofocus, and I know what he means there, because it's very hard to keep this focused. He's absolutely brilliant, by the way. Well worth checking out his channel. I'll stick a link up somewhere for it. But you probably, in fairness, the guy's got about 6 trillion subbers, so you probably have heard of him or seen him already. Anyway, enough about that. Back to the shooting. Basically, yeah, this is, you fire upwards with your tank. A stream of bombers come and attack you, and yeah, it's basically the game. The gameplay's simple, but it's really enjoyable. They come in waves, and there's I don't think there's bonus bits, but there's just waves anyway, so it's not just continual left-right fire. So that was Sky Attack, blurry Sky Attack. Sky Attack and Tommy and Thundering Turbos are, if you look on YouTube, you will see guys who obviously have better camcorders than me that can really get in there and show you them. So Now, what are we left with? Planet Zeon. Now. Oh, actually, Space Attack. Sorry, Planet Zeon was its Japanese name. Space Attack was its UK/Irish name. Probably because, you know, they thought we weren't up to the likes of, you know, fancy names. Actually, it says Space Attack here, but I'm sure it was called Planet Zeon. Maybe you should look it up. There we go. Now, I'm going to turn this off for a second. We're going to turn this on, and you're going to see its little startup display where it shows you all the graphics. And folks, can you tell me what you think this is based on? Don't know if you can see the ships there. Okay, you can't see anything. It's the blackness of space. Yeah. You've got 4 ships in with a surprisingly X-shaped wings. Those wings that are shaped like an X. I wonder what this is taken from. Yeah, it's basically fly down this trench in your wing in an X formation ship, your X-wing ship that you fly down this trench with, and shoot at bad guys. Hang on. Sorry, I'm just checking the controls are working here. Yeah, basically you're flying X-Wings from Star Wars. You seem to be shooting it and you're not going to be able to see it too well. Things that look a bit like Buck Rogers' ship from the old thing. Gameplay, it's a bit like Tempest or Gravatar. You're flying down a tube and you can go completely around. And the controls end up a bit reversed after a while, so you're kind of pushing left to go right and vice versa. So there you go, Space Attack / Planet Zeon. Hopefully now, because I'm just winging this with the names. You know, if I remember rightly, it was Planet Zeon. Yeah, so we're gonna look at the last game now of the evening. This is Shark Attack, aka, if you're Japanese, Jaws 3D. Not to be confused with Jaws 3D the movie, which is the rather rubbish one that Michael Caine was in. I'm just babbling now while I put batteries in. So this is what you pay your internet sub for, to watch a grown man take child's games out and try desperately to put a viewfinder beside his camcorder and hope it all focuses. Okay, so let's see now. Alright, so basically, this is simple enough again. Sorry, it's very hard to see this now, but basically, you fly, you don't fly, you swim up and left and right across the screen, and you basically shoot Jaws as they swim downstream from you, and then they go upstream and try and attack you. That's pretty much it. It's fun. It's like all these games are kind of like brief diversions. There wasn't really, you know, much to them. It's just you shoot them. That's it. It's not really. I don't think there was bonus levels or anything like that. It was just, you know, left and right, shoot the guys, go for the high score, and then repeat it, and then give it to your mates, and they repeat it. And yeah, it's really cool. Like I said, this one was a bit different. Obviously they got a little bit crazy with the design. In that it's shaped like a shark. Ooh, I didn't realize. Oh yeah, there's his eyes there. It's not his eye. There's his eye. Obviously he's been in the wars because he's only got one eye, which has probably reduced the eBay value of this by about 20 quid. So I'll tell you what, I wasn't going to, but I'll see if I can put on the last one, which is the the stereo Skyfighters. Now I think these were, I don't know if it was Radio Shack or Tandy, or sorry, I'm trying to think now, but those in the US these were, there was a clone of these that was brought out. I'm just searching my memory for it, and that tapping sound in the background isn't me googling it. Yeah, it was Tandy. Sorry, I just remembered that there. I didn't Google it at all. Anyway, let's slap some batteries in this and see what magic happens. Again, this is what you pay your internet provider for, so you can look at a grown man put batteries and things. Well, that looks a bit loose. Oh! Oh dear, I may have to do a bit of a repair job on this. Okay, now I was going to show you the Skyfighters 3D. Skyfighters 3D, not the Stereofighters, the Stereophonics. But I've just noticed, you can see it there, I'm using Tesco's Finest, that we've lost, it was a little bit of a dent in this, in the battery connector, and it's obviously popped off. So I'm going to have to come back and look at this in the future. I'll do a repair job. I can just solder something on there and get it working again, thereby reducing its eBay value even further. This one, by the way, was a bit different. It's a pity I can't show you now because it pulls light in through here and also through the front, so it's nice and bright. And you basically, you flew around in a circuit and you loop the loop to what have you. And yeah, it's good. It wasn't as good as the others, and I think the design isn't quite as nice as the others, but it's still good. So yeah, so there we go. The Tomytronics, again, great fun and well worth checking out. Like I said, for some bizarre reason, the eBay price is just insane on these at the moment. So hold off a bit. Check out car boot sales, charity shops, or whatever. But these are, again, it's just in closing, they're well worth checking out because it's one of the things you're not going to get the full impact of how really cool the 3D is by looking. In fact, you won't get any impact by looking at the YouTube video because it's very hard to focus on them. But the they're well worth checking out, and it's one of the things that they're kind of forgotten about because you can look at a picture of it on a, you know, in a magazine, a picture of the, you know, the screenshot of the gameplay, or you can maybe someone will come up with an emulator someday, but until you actually, you know, view them on a 3D device, you're not really going to see just how cool they were. And again, they're really cool design. So there you go. That's the Tomytronic 3Ds. Next time I'll be back with some more normal stuff. My normal service will resume. And thanks for listening and watching as well. See you next time.